Welcome back to another video, guys, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Today we are at Busch Gardens Williamsburg for a fun one that I love to do because the season that I love so dearly here on the channel is coming up, which is the haunt season. HowlOScream is coming to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. We recently did on our last video a complete overview of the whole entire event because it was all announced. But now it's time to check and see what construction is coming along, as well as I could give you a quick in-park overview of where things are going to be as far as like scaratories or territories and houses. So let's get into the park and have some fun. But before we do, let's go to the kiosk and see if there's any member benefits for the month of August. All right, so here we are at the self-service kiosk. And for those of you who haven't seen me do this before, you just click on pass holder options and scan your pass. All right, guys, I don't work here. They don't pay me to say this, but I do got to say it pays to be a member. So for the month of August, the whole entire month, every visit that you come, you could get yourself one quick queue to HowlOScream. So if you come frequently enough, you could get yourself a couple trips of full quick queues to HowlOScream if you're coming frequently like I do. We got a free Pantheon and Aquazoid lanyard, which are the newer rides at both Busch Gardens Williamsburg and Water Country USA, and then a free beer sampler. So right now, starting this weekend through the end of the month is their beer fest, and we get a free beer sampler. Awesome. All right, so now let's make our way into the park. After we got all these, we'll redeem these in a bit, but let's go check out what's new in the park, what construction updates are going on for HowlOScream. Before we even enter the park, we get our first new little piece of construction, you could call it. The Grim Reaper has returned to the entryway before you even actually get to do the turnstiles. And right here, HowlOScream, select date September 9th through October 31st at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. He is a welcome sight. Well, let's get inside. I'm excited for more. And we are inside. The fountain is still here, which means they haven't started the decoration right here at the early entry area. Last year they had like a kind of like a wicker man here, but typically they have the large skull. And then we make our way further into the park, which typically our first scare zone here is the Ripper Row scare zone. Let's see if anything's gone up. As we look around to what will be Ripper Row, I don't see much outside of the ordinary. So like, I don't know if the camera captures it, but these cables up here are up there for all of their events, which it will be used for HowlOScream. Lighting wise, I don't see anything out of the ordinary. They typically do start changing all these lights like right here to like red bulbs, and I don't see that that's occurred just yet. So this area has yet to see any updates on construction. And then in this auditorium right here, we'll have the Monster Stomp, which is a show that I look forward to checking out because I haven't checked out in the past. But yeah, this is the Ripper Row area, still yet to be constructed. All right, although Ripper Row is kind of a letdown, there's nothing going on there just yet. The environment, the weather here is already improving. So those summer weekends when it's super hot and you're beating sweat down your face, is not what's going on right now. The weather is amazing, which is causing a bit of a large amount of crowds to come to the park. I don't blame them, but it's that fall weather creeping in slowly, which already makes me feel the season, the haunt season. We're gonna keep on making our way through the park. We're gonna go right towards Ireland because last year when we were here, Ireland actually started doing their construction first. So hopefully we see something when we get into Ireland. Let's make our way through. And before we keep going, I just got to point out this little sign right here, all new speakeasy at Busch Gardens, Burgermeister's Hideaway. We tried it out on a recent vlog, so make sure to go check that out. But something that I would definitely recommend checking out. It's a cool experience. You get some drinks, some food, and also if they theme this for HowlOScream, it would be a huge win for me personally, as well as I believe the park. Into Ireland we head. I'm hoping, please Ireland, Don't let me down. Show me a little something. But worst case scenario, there are some houses and areas coming to Ireland that we'll point out. And per usual, we pay respects to the beautiful water features here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg as we make our way into Ireland. So it looks like here in Ireland not much has changed, and they're still doing the free beer up till August 14th. So tomorrow is the cutoff for this, and we haven't taken advantage of it. So let's go ahead and grab a refreshing beer over here. And just behind the spot where I was just standing, where that A sign was for the free beer, they have this amazing little like waterscape area over here. No lie, I would love to fish here. I feel like this has like amazing largemouth bass. But that being said, we got our free beer, which is a Budweiser. Not bad. They didn't have any other options. I'm not sure if before they had any other options, but this is the last day, or well, the last weekend for it, so I was glad that I was able to take advantage of it. Let's sip this down and then make our way further around the park and see if there's anything else. Now, just because there isn't anything going on currently right now doesn't mean that a week from now there'll be a ton of decorations. I expect things to start coming up real quickly. It looks like the Beer Fest samplers, you can find some here at Grogan's, but also behind Grogan's, this area over here and entering over there is going to be Killarney Diner, the, in my opinion, best house that they had last year and best house that they've had in a really long time. I really liked it. It's returning this year, so I'm excited to see it again this year, see if they change it up any, and what else new is coming to the park. But it's nice to see some of the great houses returning. And as we continue our trek through the park, and my excitement continues to build about the event coming, even though we haven't really seen much outside of the Grim Reaper at the front. I gotta say, I did come appropriate for the video. I have my last year's HowlOScream shirt, which I'm from Miami. It has very Miami-ish feel, so I got it for that, but it also has like the skull on the back, which is super cool. I'd show you if I could stretch my arm that way, but let's keep on going through. Just wanted to show you the gear. And as we make our way through the area that typically has all the wolves, looks like they haven't released any of them just yet, so you're safe at the moment, but it's good to mention that Lorikeet Glen has reopened. And now we make our way into France, where there will be another of their territories. So in this particular area, we'll have a brand new territory replacing the Fool's Court, which last year, unfortunately, did not return. So last year, this area did not have any territories, but this year, we'll have Dead Ahead. Now, although I will miss the Fool's Court that was there before, I think that this new scare zone, or territory as they call it here, does sound pretty darn amazing. A bunch of beheaded individuals walking around seeking revenge on the living. So I look forward to checking that one out and seeing how they pull it off. And we head into New France now, another area where there will be another of their territories. Now this territory is a returning one, which is their meat market territory. A bunch of butchers that are preparing their meat, and the meat happens to be humans. So it's a super cool territory, and one thing about the New France area is their territory is actually fairly large. So I enjoy it. It's not just a small walkthrough, it's a pretty long area. From here, it goes right and also left. Oh, is this HowlOScream construction? I can't say that I remember any of my last visits seeing these lights here. You see what I'm seeing? We got some orange, some purples. Definitely traditional HowlOScream. All right, so exciting. This bridge may have been our first little piece of in-park updates on construction for HowlOScream that we may have found, or at least that I found. Some other things may have slipped by me, but the next thing that we're gonna check out is Rhinefeld Village, which actually has the territory that I'm looking forward to the most for several reasons, which we'll talk about once we get in there. Let's go check it out right now. Now, Rhinefeld Village is part of Germany as we enter, has seen a lot of updates recently. They got a new paint coat slapped on, as well as the new secret speakeasy, which isn't so much of a secret. It's located right there, but don't tell anybody. I'm hoping that that speakeasy is somehow incorporated into HowlOScream. That would be amazing. And I've been screaming this up till my face turns blue, and it could not happen, but I think that would be a huge miss. Their website doesn't say anything about it, so more than likely it won't happen. But in addition, this particular scare zone here is a new one, or territory. I keep on saying scare zone because of HowlOScream, but this particular territory is a new one to the event, which will be themed to like tales, scary tales, or kids' tales is what it sounds like. So I look forward to how they pull that off. The territory that they are replacing is the vampire territory that was here before, so they have big shoes to fill. A brief interruption to your regularly scheduled programming. Guys, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for your viewership and your support. I appreciate it greatly. It goes a really long way in supporting the channel and making sure that I can continue to put out content just like this and better content as the viewership goes up. If you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to the channel to show your support. We are working to get past 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, as well as like this video if you enjoy it. It lets me know to continue to put videos out just like this one. And then comment down below. Let me know if you have any ideas that you would like me to experience for you at the parks, and I'd be happy to do it. We have ideas that have been filmed and suggested by viewers just like you. But without further ado, let's get back to your regularly scheduled programming. All right, so we're making our way in Oktoberfest, but before we go, I wanted to take a quick look at the banner and all the events coming. Obviously, we're here to talk about HowlOScream starting September through October, but one of the cool things coming to HowlOScream is this new ride. One of the greatest rides, probably the best ride here at the park now. Pantheon will be open for nighttime rides, in addition to, I believe, 7 other rides that will be open as well, so super cool. And Oktoberfest, we are here, and per usual, RIP Dark Castle. This year, Dark Castle will not be hosting any of the houses, so what was here before last year was Nevermore, which was a new house last year. This year, we'll have Nevermore 2, but in a different location that I'll show you just shortly. But now, the rumor is, Dark Coaster is the reason why a house is not here. They're currently building a coaster inside of the previous Dark Castle building. Took a seat just outside of Fest House because we had the sampler beer. So we got a Two Silos pumpkin beer. Two Silos is the company that makes these, but it's a pumpkin beer. Now we're just outside of Fest House, so took a quick sip. In this area, there's going to be 2 of the houses, or at least rumored 2 of the houses, and then one of the shows. So Phantom of the Fest House will be here, which is basically a show, just like a musical show, different bands, I'm sure dressed up as Halloween characters, will come out and sing some of the hits of the season. I've never seen it before. Like I said in our previous video where we were doing the overview of HowlOScream, I'm gonna make it a point to check out all the shows this year. Now, we were just seated over here at that little bench over there in front of Fest House, and over to the left-hand side of Fest House is where you'll find the entrance to the 2 other houses. Now, one is for sure, which is Witch of the Woods, returning from last year, another great house from last year. And also, in the area where they had Vault 20 for their 20th anniversary, that's where the house that was over at Dark Castle will be coming. So it's not the same house, it's Nevermore 2, so it's a sequel house. So it should be completely different, and not just that, that building adds different elements. That building was actually pretty awesome. I'm surprised that they haven't brought it back sooner, because Vault 20 was actually a pretty cool house. So I look forward to checking out Nevermore this year, because last year, although I enjoyed it, it wasn't the best. Definitely not the best in the lineup. But this year, with it having a new location, Nevermore 2 could possibly be one of the top ones up there. All right, now I just ran into one of my subscribers. He came by, said hi. We've talked a lot, he's commented a lot on my videos, so it was super nice to run into him. We took a selfie, hopefully he tags me in it. You know who you are. Thank you so much for coming to say hi. It felt like I knew you since we've talked so many times in the comments and on Facebook groups. So I appreciate you guys coming and saying hi. Now we're going to continue to make our trek through. We've already seen 3 of the house locations and several of the locations for the territories. We still got 2 house locations to go, and I got a little nugget of information to jump on the train. I may be able to get a little bit more construction on the train. So we're going to jump on the train over by Festa Italia and go around the park and see if we can capture some construction that's going on behind the scenes. Now, my favorite bridge in the park has not been decorated yet. And when I say favorite, I mean favorite during HowlOScream as far as decorations, has not been decorated just yet, but it is always a great spot to check out some of the rides, the Rhine River cruises. It is so scenic out here. Busch Gardens will be scary in a little bit, but in the meantime, it will remain beautiful. And now we make our way into the Italy and Festa Italy part of the park. And we got 2 different things going on here. We got a show as well as a new territory. Let's check it out. So over here at the Teatro de San Marco, we have the Skeletons show that we'll be playing. So if you wanted to take a quick break and relax, this is a really nice like Roman amphitheater looking style of area that also has dining, so you could just grab a bite, chill, and watch a show in between the scares. And entering the Italy part of the park, which typically would have Garden of Souls, this year we'll have Gorgon Gardens, which is kind of like sounds like a Medusa, but from the pictures that you see online, it kind of looks like the characters from Garden of Souls after a few years of wear and tear. But apparently they're like the Serpent Sisters, so I look forward to seeing what they do with this one. And now we make our way into Festa Italia to grab our new lanyard over at the Tempesto store and also say RIP to a beloved house and hi to a new house that's coming this year and its location. And check it out, we got our lanyard from the Tempesto shop. It is a Pantheon and Aquazoid lanyard, which are the 2 newest attractions at both Water Country USA and Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Pantheon being Busch Gardens Williamsburg and Aquazoid Amped being Water Country USA, which I haven't had a chance to ride it, but man, that park was great. We checked it out. It's on the channel. Make sure to check it out if you're interested in going to Water Country USA. But that being said, the water ride here, which is the Roman Rapids, has been closed for the whole entire year and doesn't look like it will be closing. But right next to it over here is the entrance to what used to be Cirque du Sinistro. This year, we have a all new house coming to this area. So RIP to Cirque du Sinistro. Now we say hi to Death Water Bayou. Now this particular name, I believe, is a house that we've had at the Tampa HowlOScream, and now we'll be coming to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. This style, like with the, the witch doctors and the like Louisiana swamps and things of that nature, is super cool. Kings Dominion did something similar last year, and I think it was called like Death on the Bayou or something like that. So very similar, and I enjoyed that house greatly. So I look forward to seeing what they do with this one. And apparently this is one of the ones that once we get on the train, we'll be able to see some of the construction or deconstruction of Cirque du Sinistro. So stay tuned. We're gonna get on that train shortly. We got a couple more things to do before we jump on the train, or actually just one more thing to do before we jump on the train and check out the behind the scenes constructions going on for HowlOScream. And as we make our way away from Cirque du Sinistro, I do gotta say I am kind of sad because I have made a ton of friends at the haunt Cirque du Sinistro. There's been a lot of iconic characters like Merry-Go-Round and also all the clowns that would hang out in the square here. So it's sad to see them go, but I do gotta say the concept that is replacing it does excite me. And new houses do need to come, things we need to say bye to. We need to be able to let go and let the event progress and grow. And hopefully one year it could be on the coattails of Halloween Horror Nights and just as big. And we've made it over to Escape from Pompeii, our last and final house, which will be a new house coming to the event, replacing Dystopia, a house that was here 2 years in a row we have Inferno. In the depths of Lucifer's lair, you try to escape as he draws you deeper. Super cool house. I look forward to this new concept. Always, I know I probably say this like a broken record, I look forward to see how they pull it off, just because I have no idea how they pull it off. These events, unlike Halloween Horror Nights, are all original houses, so all we could do is wait and see how they pull it off. But the video is not over, guys. We still have a ride on the train to see if we can capture any behind-the-scenes construction for HowlOScream that's currently going on. Now let's get our way, or make our way, over to the train station. So I believe there's going to be our peek at Cirque du Sinistro. Back here, this is the queue for it. Let's see if we get to see it a little bit. I don't see the queue line at all. Oh, and the fence is being deconstructed. Chairs are out. Oh, man. It looks like the tents have been partially taken down. Some of it is still up though. Let's see. Alright, that's about all you could see at the moment. Alright, and back here is where you see Witch of the Woods. Can't see too much because the trees, but yeah, straight ahead, that's Witch of the Woods. And then back here will be Vault 20. Let's see if we can see any construction, or well, it was Vault 20, and this year will be the Edgar Allan Poe House, Nevermore, Part 2. It's either this building or this building back here. No, not too much construction that's visible, at least. Oh, actually, there it is. They laid out all the parts. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff laid out back here. They're definitely putting stuff together. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it from us here at the parks. We didn't get that much construction. We did find that the Nevermore house is not going upright, but there is a ton of materials set out back there so that they can build that house. We saw the Grim Reaper at the entrance of the park, and then some lighting on the bridge as you're going into Rhinefeld Village. So I think that's all we've been able to see, but things are going to be going up quickly. It's crazy that the event is less than a month away and they are this far behind, but you'd be surprised how quickly they can start getting things up and running here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I'm super excited. At least we were able to check out and see where the new things were going to be going and returning things would be as well. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along. I'll see you guys on the next one, but don't forget to ask yourself, have you been entertained?